Are you struggling with business success? I know you've got so much to offer, but it's been a long road and you're not quite sure what's going to get you there. You're stuck and it seems to like you can't move forward in this. But the key to unlocking business success is found in one simple word. That's clarity. I'm Dr. Chonta Haynes, and today we're going to jump in. Join me as we delve into this clarity piece to figure out what it is that you need to do differently so that you too can find success. I'm going to be totally transparent with you. Many times we think others just naturally are gifted at business. We don't see the failures that they've had. We don't see the problems that they've had to overcome, and we don't know why. Can I tell you that I started with an online course that sold absolutely one? Oh, did I make ROI or return on investment? Absolutely not. And the reason was because I did not have clarity on who it was that I was serving. So, yes, I had a great program. I knew it was going to meet needs of people, or so I thought, but I didn't know the right demographics or the person to get it to. So, today we're going to talk about that. So, let me just give you a few statistics I want to make sure that I bring out to you. That a lack of clarity is not only going to have some slow growth, but in many instances, it causes a lot of frustration and inefficiency in business. So you won't succeed. You'll give up pretty quickly. 90% of businesses have this problem. Why? Because there's no product market fix. That's the what you sell or what you service and the who you sell it to. So it's the what and the who. And it's also an issue with marketing strategy and implementation. That's the how and the when. So you can get it all mixed up and not get to where you need to go. But today, the key to your business success is clarity. So we're going to talk about the who, the what, and the why. And the why is extremely important, but don't skip ahead. I'm going to encourage you to make sure that you stay the course and get all the information today. All right, so let's start. Let's jump right in. There are some challenges in business. We face the challenge of clarity, which then ends up with problems in decision making and problems in goal setting because we don't reach our goals. We have issues with that. Too many people, I'm looking at the books on my bookshelf. Too many people say, or 80-90% of people say they want to write a book, but only 1% actually do. Why? Because they don't even know what they're going to write on. They don't know where to start. They don't know when to finish, how to launch. They don't know any of that. And the writing itself can be difficult. So that's just one example, but it happens in all instances. So a significant portion of businesses are struggling. So don't feel that you're there by yourself. If you are struggling with this, I'm here to assist you today. Why? Because I know you've got something to offer. Why? Because I know you've got something to offer and it's been burning on the inside and you should bring it to market. You've got a solution and too many people are waiting uncomfortably for you to get it to them. But you got to have clarity. You've got to know who it is that you're serving. If you don't, you won't have a well-defined target, and that's why businesses are failing. You won't know the customer's needs or their pain points. So let's just break that down for you. Here's the key thing. If you lack focus, that means you're not going to have a clear target audience. Let me give you an example. If I am dropping a water in a cup, you'll see the ripple effects, right? What if I drop that, take that eyedropper, if you would, and drop that same drop of water into a pool? You really won't see it, right? What if I take that same drop of water and put it in the ocean? Oh, your message is so diluted, no one hears you, no one responds, and you just wonder why you're not getting a response. The reason is, more than likely, you haven't targeted your audience enough so that the right people who need to hear your message are hearing it. You're trying to talk to everyone. So focus, talking to everyone is not the answer. You will dilute your message and then they won't hear you. And you think that you're failing. And it's not because you're failing, it's just that you didn't do the groundwork or the foundation first in getting crystal clear clarity. Okay. Now, it could also lead to poor marketing strategies. There's a different way that you talk to someone that's 55 plus than you talk to someone that's 20. There are different outcomes that a 55 plus or would want and need, and really identify for them that you are the right person. You have the solution for them. So when you don't really identify that, you're going to market to people that it's not really appropriate for. They won't resonate with your messaging. If they don't resonate with your messaging, then they won't take you up on your offer. They won't acknowledge, they won't engage. And so there's a problem there as well. But stay with me because I want to make sure that you get this clear. I'm giving you some practical ways of doing this. The other reason that businesses fail, not only for the focus, not only for the marketing strategies where clarity is concerned, but it's also the market research. Sometimes we end up developing products or services that don't resonate, similar to my financial online course. I thought it was for those people who were struggling, and when they get ready to swipe their credit cards, they can't pay. Well, if they can't pay for whatever's there, they're not going to pay for my program either, right? You see how that works? Yeah, I was off. Now, I've since fixed it. All right. So since I've solved the problem and I've helped countless others to get clarity on where they're going, who it is that they're serving, what problem that they're solving, and the why, I want to make sure you get that today. I don't want you struggling any longer. So let me just talk about this on the clarity aspect. It does include vision. It does include communication. It also gives direction when you have this, and it will impact your performance in your business. So when I say the communication, I'm talking about the purpose that you have. It's going to deal with the people, the problem, as well as the solution that you're going to offer. And I'm trying to make sure that I do this in as quick a manner as possible. But I want you to get your pens and papers ready, because you are going to write this down. You're going to take notes, but you're going to put in the work. When you put in the work, you're going to see some solutions. You're going to see some effects. You're going to see some results. All right. You ready to get those strategies in? All right. This is what's going to help you. Now, if you are a believer and if God has said something to you, that is a great indication that you're on the right path. So the question you need to ask is, what has God said? Now, I know you're probably saying, I hadn't heard anything lately. What was the last thing he told you? Okay, that's a great indication. One, he created you, so he knows what's on the inside. Let me tell you my story, and I think I've already probably mentioned this before, but it bears worth repeating. A year or so ago, I'm sitting on a plane and I'm asking the Lord, actually, it started before then. But I had asked the Lord, why is it that my business wasn't skyrocketing like I thought it should? Here I was helping so many other businesses and they were soaring. And I'm proud to report today that another business this month alone, one made seven figures, the other got to the six-figure mark. And I'm super excited. I think they think I'm more excited about them getting their businesses together than me doing mine. And it's probably true. I want to see you do the same. But here's what I asked the Lord. I said, why is it that I'm not seeing all of this in my business yet? And he told me one thing, adjusting my crown. He said, you don't realize what you bring to the table. You don't know what you're anointed to do. You are not seeing the full value of what you have on the inside. You don't recognize what I placed on the inside of you. And I'm telling you the same thing. You got to know what God has placed inside of you. But what has he said? So I'm sitting on the plane and I'm like, okay, Lord, how can I be as efficient with this? Now I recognize the value and the worth that I have. I know I've got a lot that you have gifted me with. And he said, I need you to put it in one room because no one else is putting it in one room. And that's the reason I developed the Queenpreneur Accelerator program. Yeah, because I can bring the technology, I can bring the strategy for social media, the YouTube strategy, the ability to speak on stages, as well as authoring books so that you build your business and you build your brand and you build your ministry or whatever it is. And so when he showed me that on the plane, what he was doing was, I told you what to do. And he even told me the way in which to do it that is different from everybody else's. Oh, I'm getting a word from God, beloved, mm, it will change the game for you. So you're going to ask that first question. What does God say? But then I want you to also ask, what are your passions? What are you passionate about? I'm passionate about empowering women to make sure that they're doing all that they can, because in too many instances, we're hearing other people and they're keeping us down. I don't want you to be kept down any longer. I want you to shine. I want you to put your crown on. I want you to adjust it. I want you to see yourself the way God sees you, and I want you to move forward. What are you passionate about? Is it finances? Is it real estate? Is it building your business? What is your business about? Is it health and wellness? Is it healing? What is it that you are passionate about? Reason I ask the passions is because if you're passionate about something, you won't give up on it. That's going to go with the who as well. We'll talk about that in a minute. What are your strengths? You got to know what God has gifted you to do. Now, all of these three that I just talked about, what has God said? What is your passion? What are your strengths? That's going to equal your vision. Where is He going to take you? And you need to be mean about the vision. I just was reading that book. Be mean about your vision. In other words, be intentional and don't give up on that vision. Don't let it fall away by the wayside. Don't not be consistent with it. Stick to it. But you know, the Bible tells us in Habakkuk 2, you've got to write the vision and make it plain. So that's where clarity comes in. You've got to have vision and then you got to be clear about it. So that's the who. But let's go on to the what. Well, let's still stay with the who a little bit longer. Who is it that you're going to serve? Um, is it females? Is it males? I'm going to challenge you right here. Do not try to say everybody, because if you say everybody, that's not clear. That means nobody is going to hear you. And you've got something to say. Your message is important. So let's pick one. Let's pick one for right now. All right. Who are they? What are the demographics? What age are they? Um, what hobbies do they like? What challenges do they face? Which goes into the what side. What are some of the challenges? What are the pain points? What problems are they having right now? What are the outcomes that they want? What do they want to see as a result of this? What are they willing to pay for? How would you describe them? Now, we've got the vision, but this also goes into the mission. My determined purpose is I am going to serve women at the highest level. I'm going to help them reimagine their futures. I'm going to help them build a brand, business, or best-selling book. But I'm targeting you because you want an outcome, a result from a business, right? And I want to see you reach that goal. So that's the who and the what. But I told you to hold on because I am giving you the why. This is what is going to change the absolute game for you in clarity. Why do you want to do what you want to do for who you want to do it with? Why? And don't give me a superficial surface answer of saying, oh, because I want to make money. That's not a good enough reason, because as soon as you are not making money, you will give up on it. And don't say, because I want to serve everybody. I know you want to do that too, but there's a reason behind it. Is it something that happened in your past that you're trying to overcome? Is it because you've seen a single mother struggling and now you want to see all single mothers succeed? Is it because that you've taught a specific subject and you see so many people have a problem with it? Is it because you see too many that are not living up to their potential? What is it? What's the why? And here's the big challenge, not just that first answer, but what I do is take people 7 levels deep. And you probably heard that comment before. You're going to ask why 7 times. So the first answer of why You say, well, then why that? And then why that? So if I answer and I say, well, why do you want to serve women? Well, because I do believe that God has called me to women in this particular season, and they have a propensity to hear a little bit better than maybe the male counterparts because they are willing to be challenged. Well, why? Well, because I recognize that too many outside influences have been speaking to women's lives, and some have that victim mentality, and I know there's more there. Why? Because God says in His Word that He has created each and every one of us for a purpose. And when we find that, we will be fulfilled. And if we don't know what our strengths are, if we don't know what our talents are, if we don't know why we have been created, we're going to live less than average. And I don't want to live a mediocre life. And I don't want anybody else who wants better to live that life either. Why? Because I've seen too many people, even in my neighborhoods growing up, that really did not achieve their maximum potential. Some gave up. Others who wanted did not find the resources that they needed or the tools that they needed in order to get there. And because of that, they are not successful. They're living in poverty. I don't want to see that happen. And I didn't go all 7 levels, and that was just off the top of my head, really from my heart, I should say, because I do care about you. I do care that you're doing what God has called you to do. I do care that you're enjoying life, that you are fulfilled, that you're leaving a legacy, that your living will not be in vain, that there is a definite gap between your birth and your death, and it needs to be filled with the fullness of why you are here. It should. So, clarity means that you're going to identify who it is that you serve, asking those questions. You're also going to identify the solution that you bring or the problem that you solve. And here's a hint. If somebody's complaining about it, it's a problem. And if you have a solution to that, let's get to it. All right. So today, yes, the key to your business success is starting with clarity. And it may be the foundational piece, or it is the foundational piece that you need. And sometimes we have to go back to it. And here's a hint. In different seasons, we go back to it again to see if that who and that what changes. I'm Dr. Chonta Haynes, and I want to make sure that you put feet to your faith. What I want to offer you today is an opportunity to get a free resource. That's right, a free resource. It's 5 biggest mistakes that are keeping you overwhelmed and unprofitable as a female entrepreneur. Just go to my website, chantahaynes.com/mistakes. Get that book, read through it. It's a quick read. It's got a wealth of information in it because I don't want you to make these mistakes. I want you to be profitable. I want to see you succeed. I don't want you frustrated. And the frustration will go away when the clarity becomes clear, right? So I'm Chonta Haynes with Heart Truth Ministries. I'm helping you put feet to your faith so that you can walk victoriously. Come on, Queen, you got it in you. I need you to shine and shine brightly. Be that city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. God bless.